Technology in the 21st century has virtually shaped everything we do, from connecting with loved ones to understanding critical news information. The way we interact with digital interfaces has been woven into the fabric of society. While the technology may be recent, the field of digital interaction design has a long and storied history. The field utilizes many of the ideologies and methods that were introduced when product design became more heavily emphasized. One of the first product designers that became well known for their work was Dieter Rams. He was an industrial designer in Germany in the mid-1900s, mainly working on home products with the brand Braun. From record players to handheld shavers, Dieter Rams pioneered what was known as the 10 Commandments for good design. These 10 commandments are: good design is innovative, makes a product useful, is aesthetic, makes a product understandable, is unobtrusive, is honest, is long-lasting, is thorough down to the last detail, is environmentally friendly, and involves as little design as possible. These were Dieter Rams' 10 Commandments for good design. Part of what he was good at dialing in was the visuals of a product in order to communicate its function. His work was so influential that it even made an impression on head designer at Apple, Jonathan Ives, as we can see here in these product comparisons. Some of the best products in history have used visuals to help communicate their purpose and how they're supposed to be used. This concept is heavily considered by Don Norman, who is considered to be the father of user experience design. He notes that design is really an act of communication. Beauty and brains, pleasure and usability, they should go hand in hand. This founding principle can be seen in some of the most iconic products. For example, the iconic shape of the Coca-Cola bottle communicates how it's supposed to be held in the hand. Another example is the angle poised lamp. By revealing all of the mechanisms and joints, the look of the lamp communicates how a user can adjust it for their needs. These principles of product design are all crucial to how we interact with the world around us. However, as time has passed, more and more of the products that we use are now digital as opposed to physical. It is more common to send emails rather than it is letters, to use an app rather than a planner, to view a website rather than a newspaper. The introduction of digital tools allows more opportunities to complete tasks. But, to the surprise of some, the design principles actually carry over from the physical side to the digital side directly. Just as Dieter Rams discovered the importance of visuals in design, the concept may be even more important when interacting with something on a screen. To understand the importance of digital technologies, we must look at how they've changed over time. If we take a look at the first iPhone that was introduced, we can see that the interactive elements were made to look like to mimic their real-life counterparts. This concept was known as skeuomorphism. This helped ease people into using digital devices, something many had never used before as it looked familiar to what they already used. These choices act as a stepping stone for many users into the new digital realm. The visual style of the interface also invited interaction and exploration for many new users. But, as time went on, user interfaces became more clean and bold, which not only helped with legibility, but also made it more user-friendly. We can see this with the change of the iPhone. We can see this in the design of the home screen layout, where app icons used a mixture of detail, texture, color, and gradients in order to create depth and make icons appear vivid and lifelike. But with the iPhone 5, Apple decided to make a change. They made an entire visual overhaul of their platform to advance their product and push the boundaries of design. They stripped the user interface of the excessive visuals down to their core. This change made the interface feel more lightweight and minimal and got rid of all of the clutter. This made digital products more clear on how they should be used and more responsive. The change within Apple products made waves across the entire tech industry as other companies began adopting the new flat look to accommodate for the shift. Another great example is the transformation of logos. The visuals have changed to be perceived as more inviting and more understandable. Designers realized that they didn't have to mimic real life anymore. There's a new space to build and create, and it didn't have to be tied down by the boundaries of physical layout. Sans serif fonts became more common as they were easier to read on low-resolution screens that couldn't provide a lot of detail. Simple and clean graphics were utilized in order to make brands instantly recognizable and familiar. One instance of this change of visual style is the Google logo. The company changed the face of their brand in 2015, shifting from a classic serif font to a more modern and geometric sans serif font. This change reflects what was happening in the industry at the time. By removing small details and contrast in line weight, the Google logo became more clean and versatile, while at the same time becoming more cohesive with the rest of their platform. We can also see this change in styling throughout the rest of the tech and design industry. We can see here that while maintaining a similar F shape, the Facebook logo has had quite the evolution over the years. The changes may seem minute, but we can see that the transformation is similar to that of the iPhone interface. Slowly over time, the company has gotten rid of the excessive elements to strip the face of the brand down to the bare minimum. The shift has also aligned the company with the visual trends of the late 2010s, in addition to making the brand image more cohesive and uniform. With all of this information in mind, designers have since used these visual techniques to not only put a pretty face on what we use, but to actually change how we interact with our digital world. Users now have an expectation for digital experiences to be usable and understandable. As society increases its digital and visual literacy, it will remain up to designers to continue to push the boundaries of user experience forward.